Hey yo, welcome to another episode of Off the Beaten Path, your new favorite podcast. And today we got King Tdub for the second time. How's it going, man?
Oh yeah, I'm doing good, man. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling?
We got the return of the king for you motherfuckers. Let's get lit tonight. Yeah.
That part, you feel me? Welcome to the kingdom, my nigga.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, not everyone gets in. You gotta be righteous, gotta be holy.
Exactly,
But
you feel me?
it's been down a year and a half, yeah, since the last time we talked to you, man. What you been up to since then?
Oh man, working, man. That's all I've been trying to do is work. I'm on my music shit. I did a few performances. I got like 4 or 5 performances in. Trying to just get seen, get heard, get noticed. That's all I've been
Right,
trying to do.
right. And you came out with a couple of EPs since the last time. One of them's the Lost Files. So how did that come about? Because was it just I got something, let me put it out there? Did you actually record for that project or what?
It was more so I had songs already done, already that I had that I just didn't release, and I was trying to figure out a way to put them all together because like it was a lot of for the rest of the EPs and albums I got some songs didn't make it on there, but I'm like
Mm,
these is dope songs. I'm like I want people to hear these songs, so I was just like fuck it, what's a way I could put it as a compilation album? And I was like, all right, the lost files. It was like, all right, these are all the
right,
files that got lost through all my recording sessions, through all the making these albums, making this music. And I'm gonna put them all together as a tape and just bring them out. And I plan on I'm gonna kind of keep that up. Like I did, that was volume 1, so I plan on doing volume 2 probably like later on this year or next year.
Mm. And man, the progress in your music is unbelievable.
Oh, thank
Like
you.
I was telling Nate, like first time we had you on, I think the Prelude had been out, and then you had some singles. But like I
Yeah, for
listened to
sure,
your
for sure.
shit today. I like researching like day of, so it's all fresh on the dome. And I was like, this shit is really fucking good.
Oh man, that's dope to hear, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate
really good.
that.
nah, it shit's hard. It really is. And just to go to this a little bit, South Central Love Stories, like that's probably my
Mm,
favorite, shit you've put out so far.
mm.
Hell yeah, Sausage Your Love Story. That's one of my favorite shit that I put together, man. That shit, it took a lot of energy, it took a lot of my soul to put that together.
Yeah.
And here's the vibe I got when I was listening to that today. Like, imagine being at like a black barbecue, like midsummer. Your uncle's like
Facts.
standing around bullshitting, drinking, like throwing some fucking like horseshoes. The women standing around like the dessert table. Like it felt like a family reunion type ordeal.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much the vibe I was trying to give because like the Sausage Your Love Stories, like I was thinking about like it was inspired by a lot of shit. It was inspired by my brother and his relationship with his girl. Like you feel me? Seeing the ups and downs they go through and stuff and how they hold it together. Seeing my friends, their relationship, my own personal relationships that I've been in. And then also, like you said, the family vibe, just thinking about like the love, like just because like, to me, that's how South Central is. That's how the sound of it is how South Central is to me. It's just like it's an up and down place. It's like you feel me. You have a lot of ups, you have a lot of downs. You got people that fuck with you, you got people that don't fuck with you. So it's like you feel me. People be wishy washy when they want to be. So it was just like I was trying to capture all that shit and put it into one because like South Central. I love it. It's like Tupac said, to live and die in L.A. So it's like
Mm.
it's the love stories that we go through.
And did you intentionally mean for it to be like a concept album? Because it almost like the content of like the hook lyrics were almost like in the very beginning, like you had seen the chick and like, hey, I just got eyes on you. But then it goes immediately into like, walk with me, like, hey, let's start doing this thing. And then you're like, nah, I ain't got a relationship. We just fucking. But then by the very end, you're like, you've been here the whole time, like through the ups and downs. Like, was that intentional or did it just kind of happen that way?
Yeah, no, it's intentional. It was intentional. That was the way that I wanted it to sound.
Mm.
It was like the beginning was supposed to sound like that introduction that I just started talking to you, that happy shit. Then the middle was supposed to bring out like, all right, we had the fun. Now this the bullshit we going through. Like it's like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
fuck it. I don't want to be with you. Like, all right, you feel me? I could do better, or whatever, whatever. And then the end is just like, nah, we got it back together. Like this is how it's supposed to go. Like we go through the
Yeah.
ups, we go through the downs, but we stay solid at the end.
Yeah, I didn't catch that the first listen through, and then I was listening to it second and third time. I was like, this is telling a story, not from just beginning to end to each song, but from the first song to the very last. Like it's a full story, like
Hell
chapters.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. A lot of people don't catch it. You feel me? So it's dope that y'all caught it.
Yeah, man. I grew up listening to like concept albums, so I miss that shit where it's like, don't just give me individual songs every album. Like, tell me a full story. Like,
Hell yeah,
picture.
that's the greatest to do it. Like the Nas's, the KRS Ones, the Wu Tang. You feel me? The Rod Dig, like you feel me? RZA, like all of them, like the Chef, like they told stories. Like even like the first hip hop. I want to say it was the Sugar Hill Gang, but like we was like broken glass everywhere, people pissing on the stairs, like they just don't care. It's like it's that storytelling, like telling what you see, because like fuck all that money. I mean, it's cool, everybody, it's motivational type shit, but like fuck all that money, always having sex, all this pop a drug, pop a pill. It's like what's going on in your, who are you, what's your soul tell you, like what is your soul telling you, like what have you experienced as a human being that could help me in my life? So that's how I look at it.
And I love the baby, so I'm not hating on him, but I think it was Kirk on that album. That's how I felt about that going into it. I was like, oh man, his dad died. He's going to have a lot of shit to talk about. And the intro track was like, hell yeah. And then the rest of it's just like typical the baby stuff. And it was like, damn it, man. I was so excited to like dive into who the baby is. But instead it's just like turn up shit, which I like. But yeah, I love the ignorant shit, but I also love storytelling so much more.
Hell yeah, I felt the same way about the baby album too. Because when I heard the intro, it was like think about my grandmama and shit. Then I was like, oh okay. I was like the baby. I was like, he ain't on no flutes. He ain't on none of that shit. Like he about to tell his life story. He about to let us know what the deal is. Like, and then next thing you know, I needed some shit with some bopping, and it was like, all right, he back, he back.
Just take a quick break.
Yeah, just a quick break. He just wanted us to see his real life just a little bit.
Right. I think we're gonna get more introspective shit from him, and I feel like even the album after that, I feel like we got a little bit more. But yeah, I love storytelling shit, and that song with Savannah on it, man, like it has such that old school feel with like her vocals, like she's not overpowering the track, she's just in the background, like that shit's hard, man.
Hell yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. Looking for you. Hell yeah.
Yes, hell yeah. And who is Savannah? Like, is that just a homegirl of yours? Is she a recording artist as well?
Oh yeah, that's my homegirl. She's a recording artist too. She a model. She do all types. Like I met her. We was working together at this restaurant called Dave's Hot Chicken, and that's when I started talking to her and shit. And like she told me she sing, and I didn't believe her because everybody be like they sing. I don't be believing that shit. But then I actually heard her singing. It was like a Summer Walker song that was playing. I heard her singing. I was like, oh no, you dope. Like you really know how to, like, you got some vocals. I was like, all right, for sure. I got a picture in the studio, and like put her in the studio, and she wasn't even really supposed to sing on that song. Like it was a whole nother song I had her originally supposed to sing on. But like after I recorded that song and she was singing it as we was doing the recording process, I was like, nah, we gotta put you on this. Like you feel me? Like I hear your voice. Like so it all worked out. That shit came out beautiful.
And that's what I like about like the underground scene in rap, because I used to do the shit too, and it would just be some random person. I'd be like, wait, you sing? They've never recorded a song in their life, and I'm like, look, I'm gonna show you the way. You need to be on this hook. Here's what you're supposed to say. Here's a flow of it, But you don't really get that in the mainstream too much because it's so many famous people, But I love hearing people that I have no ties to, no relation to, don't know who the hell they are. I just hear that voice.
Yeah, like they would be fucking recording.
The voice to tell a story.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny like watching Nate do that shit like back in the day. Like he'd be recording in his bedroom, and some random chick would walk out. I'm like, who is that? He's like, bro, I met her at such and such, and she can sing. I was like, fuck yeah, she can, but that's interesting.
Trust me, it's a great conversation starter and an icebreaker too.
It is. Just a cashier at Walgreens. Like we're just talking. Like, yeah, what you do? Oh, okay. Oh, you sing? Oh, well, shit. I got a little home studio 5 minutes away. Here's my number. Let's do this shit.
Link up, sing on a few songs for me. Let's get famous.
And, Young Thug, he used to do that, and he still does kind of. But he would take the crackhead off the street and be like, "This dude has a soulful voice. Come on, man, let's go record something."
Hell yeah, that's all it takes. Shit, you feel me?
Exactly. And I just want to touch on this real quick, and then we'll get back to you. But what do you think about the Heart Part 5? I know you've heard it.
Oh, I haven't, not yet. I haven't. I haven't. And the only reason why I tell you exactly why I haven't heard it, I was like, all right, he dropped this. Me personally, I'm a fan of Kendrick, but I've been disappointed in this long ass lapse of fucking like break that he took of making music and shit. So like, I was like, man, he dropping the album May 13th. I listen to that shit after the album, like, because I don't want to hear him gas on this shit, and then the album be a whole opposite direction from what he just did on a Heart Part 5. But I seen the clip of the video, and his face transformed into Nipsey and shit. I was like, oh, that's hard. That's hard. So that it got me. I'm trying not to watch it. I'm trying to wait till Friday, but like it's pecking at me. You feel me?
What's crazy is I'm a fan of what Nipsey did, but I'm not a fan of his music. But what Kendrick did with that dude, holy shit, it gave me chills. I was like, oh. That's
for real, for real. I had chills when I seen it. I was like, never is that. He's just. I was like, damn. And then like his mannerism on how he was like moving in his body and shit. I was like, bro, that's really like a reflection of Nipsey damn near. Like,
and I'm just gonna say this and then I'll end it. But he's talking in third person as if he is Nipsey, talking from heaven, and it's just like, oh
man,
only Kendrick.
Yeah, he did it.
Only Kendrick can. Only Kendrick can do that, man.
That's the only nigga who can, bro. There's not too many people who can pull some stupid shit like that off. Like, but he pulled it off though. Like that little clip, it was only like 10 seconds, bro. And when I seen that 10 seconds, that shit, I almost clicked the video. I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it right now. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna hold out still.
Right. Nah, I feel you, dude. Yeah, I'm the same. I was gonna say real quick, I'm the same way. Like, if it's an artist I really fucks with and they're coming out with singles before their album release, I don't even like listening to them.
Yeah, they won't listen to it. I'm like, Nate, have you heard this? He's like, no, I gotta wait for the album release.
Hell yeah, you got to, because the album, you feel me? Because some shit be tricky, like, you feel me? Like Vince Staples, he dropped that Ramona Part album, and like the hit single off of the shit was Magic with him and DJ Mustard, and I remember that was my favorite song. I didn't know he was gonna drop an album. I just thought he was just dropping a single just to drop a single, so that's why I listened to it. And then when I heard the album, I was happy because it was like, oh, okay, this single sounds just like this album. Like, you feel me? But I remember he dropped a single like probably 3 years ago for I think the FML album or something like that. Like, and like the single he dropped, I liked it, but the album I didn't like at all. Like, so it was just like, it's like you got to listen to the album, because the album is going to play into what the song's supposed to be. Because some of these hits be like how we were saying, storytelling. Like, you feel me? Some artists storytell, and these hits be in the middle of a storytelling album. And it's like you got to hear the beginning of the album to really understand the concept of that song that they put out, and then to finish the album.
Right. Yeah. That's how I am. I'm the same way. You know, let me listen to the album from beginning to end. Like, if it's a little pump, it's like, okay, I'll listen to a single because I don't give a fuck.
Nigga gonna listen to the album anyway. Might as well listen to the single shit.
But yeah, if it's J. Cole, you know, Kanye or something, then yeah, let me wait till the album comes out. King Tdub.
Oh, that's hard.
Let me wait till the album comes out. Let me listen to it in its entirety, because I know it's gonna have substance and good subject matter. You know.
Hell yeah, the only single of an artist that I listen to that's up there is Drake. Cause like Drake, he hit it every time. Every single he dropped fits right into the album flow. It goes perfect with his album. So it's like I don't mind listening to his singles, because I know the album is gonna really reflect the single.
Right, definitely. And to get back to you, so in the intro track to the Lost Files, Take My Time. I kind of just want to talk about taking your time, when whether it's in life, music, or just any aspect of anything that you're dealing with. How do you find patience to know that you're where you're supposed to be and this is supposed to be happening now?
Oh man, that's funny. Me and my brother James Machiavelli, man, we had that type of conversation all the time, man. For me, it's just finding the patience is just is being you and finding the little things that make you happy. That's what builds patience. So it's like, for example, like you might have to do something within the next in 5 hours, like in legit 5 hours, you got something to do, and it's like, and within the 5 hours, you anticipating doing this shit and you getting anxious about it, but it's like if you find little things to do that satisfy you as your soul as a person, then like time fly by, like everything flows in, and the next thing you know, you look up, it's time to do what you're supposed to do. So that's how I really do things. It's like even with music, it's like, you know, sometimes I'll write a verse and like I can't think of the second verse right then and there. So shit, I'll go eat, might play a few video games or something, might go hang out, play ball, like might freestyle, might, you feel me, do all these little things that make me happy, like, you feel me? And it benefits the soul. So it's like, you feel me, like I'm genuinely happy doing these things. And then next thing you know, I got the idea for the second verse, so I got the flow for the second verse, and now I'm ready to get back to work and is ready to write this shit down. So it's like, that's how I take my time. It's just about finding little things that make me happy, and doing it, achieving little goals, whether it's like, okay, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna clean up the room today, like, you feel me? Or if it's like, I'm gonna go to work and have the best shift at work and fucking make tons of sales or whatever the fuck people be doing. Like, you feel me? Like, it's just like, you just gotta find the little things that's gonna make you happy, focus on the good parts, be optimistic, fuck being pessimistic, and shit, write that shit out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. That's like a cheat code right there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, because it's funny Nate brought that up, because I'm probably the most impatient person on this podcast right now.
He's an impatient motherfucker.
I'm the most impatient motherfucker on this podcast, 100%. And like, I live in a place now in Charleston. There's a saying that they have: we start off slow and then we taper off. And I was hoping that shit would rub off on me, that I would slow down, be a little bit more patient. No. It's a daily fucking struggle for me.
Hell yeah, because I mean, it's like shit. When you want something, you want it. It's like, you feel me, that urge to go get it, especially when you're in a position where it is a time thing, like where it's like, I can get this thing. Like, for example, like getting a car. Like, you be like, I got the money, I can go get this car, but the dealership don't open on Saturday and Sunday. I gotta wait till Monday. It's like, the fuck I gotta wait till Monday for? I got everything on my end. It's good. I did everything I was supposed to do. I did all my jobs. Like, I did my checklist, but it's like, now I gotta wait on circumstances that ain't got shit to do with me, like, you feel me, to go get my shit. So like, hell yeah, that being impatient shit, like, I feel you, because like, it's like, why wait on something that I want, or that's supposed to be available to me right now? Like,
yeah,
I feel that 100%.
Major decision that's probably gonna take anywhere from like 8 months to a year. And it's already driving me fucking crazy. And I know the time frame. Like, we set the time frame for a specific reason. It's like, God.
I want to be out here now.
Yeah. But
that's how I be feeling when I do my music videos. Like, nigga, you do the music video take about 2 weeks to a month to get back to you. And it's like, the whole time, it's like, damn, like, when is shit coming? Like, send me this shit. I don't even give a fuck if it's done. Let me just see, right? Let me see what you got so far, my nigga. Like, I want to drop this. I'm excited. First off, I want to see it. And then after I see it, I want to drop it. So it's like, I gotta wait. But once it comes, that shit, the wait is always worth it.
Yeah. And the other half of that verse is talking about making it. So you're being patient until you make it. And I want to know, for you, what does making it look, feel, and sound like?
Making it for me will be being heard. Like, when I could genuinely say, like, there's a large amount of people really listening to my music, checking for my music, really trying to like dial in with me, being a fan, like buying the merchandise that the niggas sell, the Dub City shirts and all this shit, and you feel me, making enough revenue to see the purpose of what I'm doing. Cause it's like, you know, you're doing all this shit, you putting your own money into it, you investing your own money, and you don't really see no money back. So once you start seeing like your investment pay off, that's when I feel like I made it. Once I start seeing like the thousands that I'm putting into making that album come back with thousands, like, you feel me? It's just like, oh, okay, we made it. Like, you feel me? Like, all right, we got somewhere. Like, now we gotta take it to the next level. And I believe it's just steps to that shit. Like, you know, that's just my first step of making it. Then when I make it past that point, I'm gonna have a different version of making it. And then whenever I reach that goal, I'm gonna have a different version. You know, and it goes on until you die, really. Like, you see Diddy, you feel me? You see Jay-Z, you see all these old heads, Dre, like you feel me, you feel me, they still got points they want to hit. So the shit never ends. But that's definitely the first step of making it.
And you mentioned in that purpose. What do you feel like your purpose is in music? At least right now. Maybe that evolves over time, but what's your purpose right now?
It's to send a message, and that's the confusing part because I'm still not 100% sure on what the message I'm supposed to send, but I know I'm supposed to send a message with my music. I definitely know that.
And I think as long as you keep doing what you're doing, because when you talked about South Central Love Stories, you were talking about that took a lot of your soul and, you know, a lot of your energy, you know, putting all of that information into those songs. But I think that as long as you keep doing that, you know, you'll find what the real purpose is.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah, I get two messages from your stuff every time I listen to it. Like with South Central, I mean, it was very intentionally like a love story, like you said, between a guy and his girl, between family, community. But then when I listened to like Lost Tapes, I felt like a sense of self-pride, self-respect, believing in your vision even if nobody else does. Also felt in there like loyalty between like a clique and having one another's back.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so your
a
messages are
brotherhood
definitely
foundation.
And man,
That's
on
dope.
Be Yourself, and on Be Yourself, I mean, back in, you know, like I said before, watch the old podcast, and there was like an excerpt of like 30 seconds of you being like, just be yourself. Like, that's all you got to do. And I'm like, bro, that would have been so hard, like, to have your voice fucking pitched down, pitched up, or whatever at the intro of that song.
That would have been hard for sure, for sure. I've been trying to find ways. I'm like, bro, I gotta take one of these clips from these for these fucking these audios and like just put the shit on the song. Like I gotta figure out how to do that shit. You feel me? I gotta find the perfect clips, but I'm definitely gonna incorporate it. You feel me? It's gonna be from our interview for sure.
That shit would be so hard. Hell yeah. And something I want to ask you, just something random, is have you ever like heard someone's verse on your shit and you're like, fuck man, I gotta go rewrite my shit?
Nah, not yet. Not yet. So far, I'll be 100% confident with what I write.
Right.
I always be like, ain't nobody gonna, you feel me, top my shit. So like so far I haven't rewrote not one verse. Like you feel me?
Yeah.
Like but most of the time it gets to a point where it's like, all right, his shit match my shit as far as being hard. So then it's like, all right, let's see what everybody else decide. Let's see who they say killed this song. Like, so far I haven't did that shit. Whoever makes me do that shit though, I'm a kudos to them.
Hey, now since we're talking about spitting, can we get like a freestyle part 2?
Oh
first
shit!
Time you get us some shit.
Oh yeah, no, hold on, look, check it, look. Hey, it's still the dude with the gold letters. That mean they know better. Forever famous. That shit gonna last forever. Everything that I know is just do better. Get money, this revenue, collect all cheddar. This revenue is what keeping these people sane. All I know is get this money I'm spending on top of the brain. Everybody got a lot to lose and a lot to gain, but what type would you choose when you sitting on that plane? Is you first class or low class, man? That's just your choice. And everybody got their voice, so use your voice. Let them know what you want to do and make a change. Because me, I'm going to still do me and do my thing. I'm the king. I keep the crown straight on my head, and every beat that I'm on, I'm about to leave it dead for real. And anybody better know for sup. You already know, forever famous, about to tear that shit up.
Bow, bow,
God, dog, that was fucking bad, dude. I like that.
Hell yeah, good looking, good looking. That was way better than the first one.
Hell yeah, man, that was dope.
Hey,
like I said, dude, you were nice a year and a half ago, but the progress is you can see it and feel it, dude. It's definitely there.
Hell yeah, that's dope, and that's the goal. Like I can't, and that's every time I put out something, that's my whole goal. That's why like now it's starting to take me longer to put out projects and shit like that, because it's like I gotta top whatever I already did, and anytime before I put out anything, I always listen to all the shit that I got out, from Showcase to Prelude to Lost Files to South Central Love Stories. I listen to all that shit, and if it levels up to it and it's better, and I feel like I did better as far as sending a message or just with the lyrics or my delivery, my flow, the way I sound on the track, the way I'm breathing, all that shit. Like if it's better, I'm releasing that shit. That shit is going to the masses.
And speaking about breathing, do you think about that while you're in the studio? Of I'm gonna have to perform this live. Let me make sure that I have the right breath work when I'm recording.
Hell yeah, I think about that shit all the time. Like if everybody that ever been in the studio with me, anybody that ever did a song with me or see me do my shit, that'll tell you like I don't do no punch-ins. I don't do no punch-in. I don't do the
Mm.
four lines, punch in after the four line. I don't do none of that shit because if I can't, with the breath that I have, if I can't do the whole shit in one take, that means I can't perform it. Because a performance is one take, it's live. You get one chance to do it one time. So
Yeah.
if you in the studio and you can't do it in the studio at one time the way you wrote it, you're not gonna be able to do it. And I'm not Lil Wayne, so I don't have the luxury of putting the mic to the crowd and they sing the shit for me. Like you feel me? Like they don't know the song like they do they shit. You feel me? So I gotta make sure I perform this shit with every lyric, make sure they hear everything that I'm saying and understand it when I say it. So it's like
Mm.
I always make sure that if I can't do the verse in the studio one take, I'm taking words out or I'm gonna readjust it or something, but I don't do the punching. So
And you just mentioned Wayne, and so many nights. It doesn't remind me of Wayne in the sense that it sounds like Wayne, but it reminds me of Wayne in the sense that he experimented with so much shit. And in that song, you can tell that you're experimenting. Where did that where did that come from?
uh it came from it came from like the style of LA. So like LA got this shit where they're like they not singing, they rapping, but like the words is like just exaggerated alone. Like RJ, he do it like you feel me.
Mm.
Like it's a few like blast. It's kind of like blast sing though, but like it's kind of like that feel of Bino Rider, like you feel me, them type of vibes, like where you just like not necessarily singing, but like you rapping, but it's like O3 Greedo. That's probably the best example I got. Like
Mm.
O3
Yeah.
Greedo, like the way he just like you feel me, like that if these walls could spit bars and it's hard, like it's like he rapping, but it's like the singing part of it bring out the passion of like what he's actually talking about. And that's how
Right.
it was for so many nights. It was just like the shit that I'm saying is so like to me in my eyes, the shit that I'm saying is so real, so true to the core that it's like you I gotta sing it a little bit more so people can really understand what I'm saying. So you can hear the pain, you can hear the expression, you can hear it's a soul into this one. Like
And that's what I love about music, especially rap, is because you can be talking about something that I've never been through, but you bring me into your world. So you were talking a lot about street life in that song, and I haven't been involved in the streets, like that. And you brought me into your world, and I could feel the pain.
hell yeah. It's just like the song said, like the song is so funny because like the lyrics, the hook, even the hook is just really my life. It's like I survived many nights to do the
Mm-hmm.
only shit that I know, to live the only life that I know, which is like you feel me. So like in a sense, it's like all right, I grew up in the streets. I seen these niggas in the streets do they shit, like you feel me. And I survived doing the same shit that they did. So like I'm only can live the life that I know, the finesse, the flex, like you feel me, like the trying to get it out of anything. And even like when a nigga working 9 to 5, it's like you feel me, like it's the same core feeling. It's like I gotta get it, like you feel me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm working like you get a job, you get paid minimum wage, you get I don't know like $15 an hour type shit, like you feel me. It's like nigga, I gotta get it because the manager he making salary, he making 100,000 a year, like you feel
Yeah.
me. My shit is
Mm-hmm.
only 25,000 a year, so nigga, I gotta get it, like you feel me. I gotta finesse, I got it just like in the streets. You feel me? You gotta know pick and choose who you fuck with. Like you feel me? You
Mm-hmm.
gotta just like in the streets. You gotta know how to talk to everybody because you in the streets. You talk to somebody the wrong way, you could get killed. In a
Mm.
professional setting, you talk to somebody the wrong way, you'll get fired. Like you feel me? It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's same shit. It go hand in hand. So it's just like, you feel me? The niggas that I seen die, like, you feel me? Rather I seen them die in front of me, rather the niggas died on the streets and I just heard about it and got the phone call or seen it on social media. It's like, you feel me? Like, this is the shit that we do. Like, you feel me? And it's like, we know it. I say it in the song, like, you feel me? We do this shit and we know it's wrong. Like, you feel me? Like, but it's like, nigga, this is just what we do. Like, at some point, it feel like you ain't got no other choice. But like, I'm a living proof of, like, it's choices out here. You can make any fucking choice you want. The decision is yours to be better than the person that came before you. Like, because everybody set up the game plan. Everybody got a blueprint. Like, you feel me? And if you look at everybody's blueprint, you're gonna find a way to get to where you want to go. You just gotta follow the right blueprints. And now we live in a world where kids is following these niggas' blueprints, and these blueprints is false. Like, you feel me? So it's like I gotta try to be the new blueprint. You feel me? So like, it's like how you say it, like, you can relate to it, even though you're not even from the streets or you haven't lived the street life. It's like, but you can relate to it. And that's the purpose that I want to give to anybody, because it's like, I want you to be able to relate to it. I want you to be able to feel the pain. That way you don't have to go through it. Like, you feel me? You don't have to make them say, fuck them niggas that talking about this shit is cool and they smiling, laughing, and joking and shit, because behind all them laughter and jokes, these niggas is in pain. Like, you feel me? They going through shit that can't nobody ever really dream of. Like, you feel me? Can't even fathom. Like, you feel me? Because when you sitting in the streets and you watching people die in front of you and you doing this and you doing the killing and all that shit changes you mentally, emotionally, physically. It changes your soul. So it's like, you feel me? The happiness is, don't let the happiness fool you. Like, that shit is nothing to be happy about. It's nothing for nobody to go do. So it's like, it's for even for the kids. Like, I hope the kids listen to it and be like, all right, like, I see my big brother or my big cousin or my father or my mama or them go through this shit. I'm gonna go choose a different route because I don't want to have that type of pain on my heart.
So let me ask you this: where did that wisdom come from? Because you are a product of your environment. So whether you're from the projects or you're from the trailer park, you might, and this is gonna be stereotypical, but you might be in the trailer parks, and everyone's doing meth. So you grow up and you get 13 years old and you start doing the same shit. Or if you're from the streets and your homie's got a gun to protect himself, then you're gonna want that too. But how did you gain this sense of wisdom to where you were like, nah, we can be better than this?
And before you answer, I want to add one more stereotype. Or you could be from the burbs and have high blood pressure because you're chasing something you'll never get. It fucking affects everybody.
Yeah, you're a product of your environment, you know?
Hell yeah.
Nah, so where did that wisdom come from?
The wisdom for me, it came from being in prison, bro. Like, you feel me? You live in the street life and you doing I'm out here doing all this shit, doing all this bullshit. I do a robbery, get caught, like, you feel me? Go to prison, and then when you in prison, it's like a whole different world. And it's like, when I was in prison, I was fortunate enough to have people that really wanted to see the good in me happen. So, because they know it was in me, they're just like, you gotta want it, like, you feel me? And they sent me like books. I read this book called The Power of Now, like, you feel me? I read four daily habits. It was a lot of little self-help books, and it opened my eyes to a lot of shit. Like, oh, okay, like, because The Power of Now, I always quote The Power of Now because that was like the book that really like changed my mind for sure. And it was like he was saying, there's no such thing as yesterday. Yesterday don't exist. All that shit is just memories in your head. Tomorrow ain't real because every time tomorrow comes, it's today. Like, you feel me? So in reality, what you have is today. Like, you feel me? The shit that's gonna happen tomorrow, you can't plan, predict, or, you feel me, change. But what you can do is change what you're doing right now. If you feel like you're not doing something enough right now, you can literally get your ass up and go do it. Like, you feel me? Like, if a nigga like, oh, I'm hungry right now, you can go cook. You feel me? You can go make you something to eat. You can go buy something to eat. Like, you could do it. You could change that right now. Now, if you're gonna be hungry tomorrow, that shit ain't got shit to do with you. Like, you can't think about that shit tomorrow because that shit ain't here. Like, you feel me? You need to eat right now, nigga, so you don't pass out or you don't do all this other bullshit. Like, you feel me? Like, so it's like that's where the wisdom came from. It was like, oh, okay, so I have today to change whatever the fuck I want to change. It was like, you feel me? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm still in the streets. I'm still thugging on the blocks and shit. Like, but it's like the way I move. It's the way I game plan. It's like, oh, I'm not on the blocks in the streets to do bad now. I'm on the blocks in the streets to do good. Like, you feel me? At my own cost. Like, you feel me? Like, all the little niggas that be in the set, like that be talking, and like, you feel me? I tell all of them, like, anybody that's 18 or younger can tell you, if they talk to me, I tell them, don't gang bang, don't do this, don't do that. I give them advice on how to like make shit happen in the future. Cause like, you feel me? The shit that wasn't told to me. Like, I tell all these niggas now, if you 16, get a job, save your money because your parents gonna buy whatever the fuck you need. The shit that you legit need, they gonna pay rent, nigga. So like, you feel me? You gonna have a house, you gonna have a roof over your head. They gonna get you some clothes for school, my nigga. They gonna take you school shopping, like, you feel me? Like, and they gonna feed you, like, you feel me? And if you got them three necessities, all that other money, man, save that shit. So by the time you turn 18, 19, and they ready to kick your ass out the house, you got money to fall back on. You got some bands to fall back on, like, and you already got a little piggy bank to jumpstart you. And that little piggy bank, whether it's $700 or $7,000 or $70,000, is going to be a lot better than most 18 years old coming in South Central. Like, you feel me? Growing up in the inner communities, like, you're going to already have a upper hand. It's like, you feel me? And if you go to college, think about that. Like, not only do you go to college, but now you got an upper hand because you can get financial aid and still got money on the side that, like, you feel me? You ain't got to be struggling off top ramen noodles like most college kids. Like, you feel me? Like, there's just so many different things, like, if you could do it now, you feel me, you'd be set up later. And this is just like we were just talking about. Like, niggas ain't got the patience. The niggas don't want to be patient and wait for certain shit. But it's like, that shit is worth it. Like, because if I would have known that shit at 16, and I would have never did a robbery at 19. You feel me? Like, right, I did a robbery at 19 and went to jail. I wouldn't been robbing shit if I would have known this shit at 16, and I would have did it and applied myself. And then I would have had some bands at 19. Wouldn't even be worried about shit. I would have been whipping with a bitch. Like, you feel me? And like living life. Like, you feel me? Like, so it's prison. Like, I tell everybody, like, prison, that's the shit that changed me. And for everybody else, it's like, it's going to take that one dramatic experience in life to want to make you change, to want to make you change and make a difference. Like, you feel me? Like, for some people that be overweight, unhealthy eating and all this other shit, it's going to take that stroke that you get to go to the hospital, that's going to really be like, all right, fuck it, this is a wake-up call. Like, you feel me? I'm still alive. Like, I'm still healthy. Like, you feel me? I'm not paralyzed. So, like, I'm going to get up now. I'm going to eat better. Like, you feel me? It's going to take even a basketball player. It's going to take a basketball player a certain injury for them to fucking want to really, like, all right, I'm going to take this shit serious. I'm going to get up here, go in the gym. Like, I'm not going to give up on my chance. Like, you feel me? Like, because everybody think this shit is given to them, or everybody think this shit is forever, but when the world will let you know real quick, this shit is not forever. You feel me? The most healthiest person dies, the most unhealthiest person dies, the most smartest person dies, the most dumbest person dies. You feel me? The most gangster motherfucker gonna die, and the most scariest motherfucker gonna die. So that means, nigga, everybody's gonna die. So it's like, you feel me? Like, so it's up to you to go through what you go through to make you want to wake up. Because it don't matter what nobody tell you. Like, I could sit here and tell people shit. Everybody, even I got a dude that got put, after I told him not to get put on, he still got put on the hood. Like, you feel me? And now all the shit that I told him before, he's dealing with it right now. And I remember I was smoking with him the other day. He was telling me, like, oh man, you was right about this. Like, man, the homies started tripping on me, and they started talking about this, and niggas hating and whoop. And I was like, man, I told you, bro, this is the life that you chose. I'm like, but you got to go through it for you to make your own decision. Because, like, you didn't believe me. Because if you believe me, you would have never got put on. Like, you feel me? But now that you're going through your own life decision, you going through this shit like I did, it's like, oh, okay, I see it. And hopefully for him, he'll catch it. Like, you feel me? Because now you're going through it, and you already see this is shit that I already told you. So you can stop it before you get a chance to do any jail time, before you die, before you get shot at and all this other shit, before you really become a face out here and get hurt. Like, you feel me? You got the chance to change it now. So hopefully he change it, but it take that experience, that life experience.
And you being in this place of mind now, was it hard when you were making this transition where people knew old Tdub, but you were wanting to become new Tdub?
Yeah, it was. It's hard. It was hard. It's 50-50. Like, it was hard, but it was hard because of me. Like, it wasn't hard because of anybody else. It was hard because of me. It's like, once I started making the decisions and told myself that it was all right to make these decisions, then it started, like, I started realizing that these niggas didn't give a fuck if I made that decision or not. You feel me? Like, and that's what we don't realize. Like, you feel me? Like, we be so worried about what other people gonna think and what they gonna do. It's like, no, they just gonna live life. Like, you feel me? If you end up going in a different direction, exactly, like, they're gonna do what the fuck they want to do. Like, if you decide to go in a different direction, they either gonna go in the same direction they going, or they might follow you. Like, you feel me? Because you open up their eyes to some shit. But regardless, it's like, you feel me? They still the homies. Like, the homies are still the homies. They ain't like niggas is like, oh yeah, fuck you, Tdub. Like, nigga, the old Tdub was better, or it's like, oh, fuck the old Tdub, new Tdub. But it's not none of that. Everybody just see me as the same person. It's just like, they just see me elevating. It's like, oh, okay, you growing, you maturing. And that's how it's supposed to be. It shouldn't be looked at as like, oh, like, nigga, you changed up or you switched up. Because at the end of the day, I didn't. Like, you feel me? I just elevated my mind. And it's like, you feel me? And I say it in songs. It's like, you feel me? like you feel me, I grow and then my circle gets smaller because like the people who couldn't fathom the growth, they got to get left behind. And it's no hard feelings. It's not no I don't like you. It's not no like you feel me. I still wish the best for everybody that I fuck with. Like, but it's just like if you're not growing in this direction, and right now there's music. Like you feel me. So for me, it's like the people that's not really into music. Like you feel me. I'm distancing myself from them, and it's not on no like fuck them. It's just on some like I gotta get to this level. Like you feel me. So like me chilling with you, doing the shit that you deem fun and valuable for you might not be fun or valuable for me. And the time that I spent doing that with you, I took away from making my life successful. And which that takes away from me making sure that my daughters grow up straight. Like you feel me? That take away from them making sure that if they have kids, they kids grow up straight. Like you feel me? Like it's a chain of effect. Like so it's like you gotta worry about yourself. Like you feel me? It's like I watch this show called Survivor now. Like I've been watching Survivor. I've been watching all these goddamn seasons of Survivor. I've been binge watching the fuck out of this. And it's like it's Survivor. It's like nigga, it's so 20 motherfuckers. Yeah, no, that's my shit. I watched from season 20 all the way to the new season right now, 42. I'm watching it as we speak. Like, but through every season of Survivor, it's the same shit. 20 people go out there with the mindset to get $1 million. They build these relationships while they out there. They fuck with people. They build these alliances, and it's like at the end of the day, some people get mad, and you see it. Like some people get blindsided, they get mad, and they be like, "Man, fuck you," or "You fake for doing that shit." But then some people be like, "Oh, that was a good move. That was a good gameplay move. Like I'm not mad. Like I lost. I'm not gonna get $1 million. You might get $1 million over me, but I'm not mad at the move you made because that was smart. That was for you personally, and for the position you was in. That was smart for you to do. Like, and that's how it's supposed to be in life. It's like, nigga, if the decision is smart for you. You do it. The relationships that you built should not change based off what you need to do for yourself. Because they not gonna have no problem doing whatever the fuck they need to do for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, so it's like you might call off for work, then go to somebody's house and chill with them. But that nigga ain't gonna call off for work and come chill with you. Like you feel me, and smoke a blunt with you. Like you feel me? That bitch ain't about to call off work and come fuck on you. Like you feel me? Like you feel me? So it's like they gonna go get their money. Like so don't let them stop you from getting yours. Like you feel me? If that's what you want, or that's just anything in life. Like don't let nobody stop your happiness just so they can get their happiness. Like you feel me? Like you gotta focus on your shit.
Yeah, great answer, man. The barriers are all up in the mind.
Hell yeah.
And that's something that took me a while to realize is I thought I was pleasing myself, but really I was just trying to please other people. And The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, that book, that kind of helped me out. You know, I had already kind of been on that mindset, but that kind of helped me out in the sense of exactly what you're speaking on now is like, don't diminish yourself for other people's pleasure. Like, you got to focus on yourself, rather it's money, mental health, whatever it is. That person that is on the same shit that y'all were both on, but you've elevated and evolved past that, you just got to either move on or they come with you. And there's no hard feelings either way.
That part, that's all it is. Like they either gonna move with you or they not gonna move with you. Just like you, bro. Like I had to realize that shit too. Like I was being a people pleaser. Like you feel me? And that's the thing is like
Oh, we lost you a little bit, Dub.
Yep, we lost you. We'll let you know when you come back, but we can't hear you right now.
We got the motherfucking King Tdub in the house.
Yes, Zersky.
Forever famous.
Forever famous. That's something we didn't talk about. I kind of want to know where that came from.
Yeah,
can you hear us?
I hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Oh, he's back.
All right, there we go. Cool. I was like, damn, that's fucked up.
Oh shit, we might have lost you again.
Oh, again, for real?
Oh, no, there you are.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, last thing we heard was you talking about you being a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I always been like a people pleaser. Like, you feel me? Like, I always been like, I like making people happy. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like, you feel me? But at a certain extent, depending on how much you try to make other people happy, it takes away from your happiness. You feel me? Because making people happy, it's a genuine feeling. I love doing it. Don't get me wrong. But then there is times where I want to be selfish. Like, you feel me? But in those times of trying to be selfish, it's like, nigga, I'm a people pleaser. Like, I always make people happy. So it's like, nigga, if I made you happy 10 times already, like, why the fuck would I, like, deny you the 11th? You feel me? on some other shit. So then it goes into this, you fall into this rabbit hole of like, all right, it's just because I'm always doing it. It's always because I'm doing it. It's always because I'm doing it. And then it's like, you just fuck it. It's like you end up saying fuck yourself, and then you be going through this shit mentally with yourself. And then when you want somebody to be there for you, they're not there like you was there for them. And it sends you through this little fucking cycle of shit. And it's like, you just gotta, that's where it comes from. Like, you gotta make yourself happy. Like, you feel me? And then on the side, like, you feel me? Like how I was saying, like, if I'm waiting for something, I gotta wait 6 hours, and I want to do something that genuinely feed the soul. I'm gonna go make somebody happy. I'll go be a people pleaser. Like, you got 2 hours before I gotta like shake, or I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that. So like, let me give you this happiness. Let me give you my good energy. Like, you feel me? And then I'm done. Like,
and also I want to talk about, because you said you've seen a lot of shit. What do you think about like therapy and shit like that?
I believe everybody needs therapy. Everybody on the planet Earth needs therapy for whatever reason. Everybody went through something that they shouldn't have went through. Somebody went through something, or people was raised by people that went through a lot, and they just raised you the wrong way, and you feel like it's not like, you feel like in your soul you feel like this is the wrong way, but it's all you know, so you do it anyway. Like, you feel me? So yeah, therapy. I'm 100%. I haven't been to therapy, like, you feel me, but I 100% agree with therapy. Like, because if you could talk to somebody that's not going to judge you and give you a lot of insight based on like what the fuck you dealing with, where you could go look it up yourself and be able to like, okay, let me work on this, work on that. Like, you feel me? And it's just the advice. It's like, it's just getting advice from a third party that ain't got shit to do with shit. And it's like, it's like with anything else in life. It's like, you take it as you need it, and you don't take it. Because sometimes a therapist is gonna tell you some shit that you didn't like. You don't even really need to work on. You already got that down pat. So it's like, you feel me? If that's what it is. That's the case. Then you just leave that shit alone. Like, you feel me? But you never deny the help, or you never deny somebody telling you something, whether you know it or not. Because you feel me? You just, like I said, you just take it or you leave it. Like, you feel me? But everybody got some type of information to give. Everybody got an outlook that you ain't never really had before. Like, you feel me? Even it ties back into music. It's like when you work with other artists, like, this artist might do something differently from you, and you could be able to take something from this artist. Like, you feel me? And some shit you ain't gonna need to take. Some shit you got. Some shit you comfortable in. Like, all right, I'm not gonna do that. But the way that person did this, or the way this person's mindset was for that, it's like, all right, I'll take that. So it's like, it's all that shit's the same shit. Like, therapists, you talk to them, they let you know the real. Like, you feel me? Without no judgment. That's the biggest part. No judgment, because everybody afraid to judge. Everybody afraid to see what other people think about them. But so if you got somebody right there that's telling you shit based off what you said, you feel me? Because they not gonna go off of nothing else nobody else said. It's all about what you said, nigga. Like, you feel me? So like, it's like, why not? Like, you feel me? That just sound perfect to me.
Yeah, I've done therapy a couple of times, and like you said, it's almost like a mirror. Because like, if I'm talking to somebody that knows my situation to any degree, I'm masking around that person based upon what I think they're going to think of what I think about myself. Exactly. But with that therapist, they can only take the words that you give them and reflect them back to you. And then it almost makes you think, it's like, did it really happen exactly like that, or am I bullshitting a little bit? So like, it makes you reframe the way you think about your own self, and makes you speak about your situations differently.
Hell yeah. I can see that too. I seen TV shows where like people be talking to therapists and shit, and they be saying some shit like, nah, I just went down the street, and then the dude threw the baseball at me, and then I whooped his ass, nigga. Like, so you walked down the street and you was not bothering nobody, didn't do shit, and then a baseball hit you in the head, so you whoop. Because if that's the case, they be like, that's the case, I believe you. Like, I understand. I would have did the same shit. But then you be thinking about like, that shit do sound stupid. I just said some stupid shit like, right. Oh, well, really, I was walking down the street, and then I seen a kid wearing a shirt that said "fuck Jordan." I was like, "Hey, you don't know shit about Jordan." Like, and then he threw the baseball at me. He's like, "Oh, so you started it? you engaged in a conversation that wasn't needed to be engaged." And he be like, "Yeah, but it was me." And then they be like, "Oh, hey." You just be sitting there talking shit to yourself. Like, what the fuck did I just do?
Nah, look, that same thing happened to me. I was actually coming from a Wayne concert with a friend, and I was driving her car, and we got in a wreck on the way home. So I was telling my coworker the next day about it, and she was like, "Damn, that's crazy." So then I go to tell the next coworker, and I was like, "Yeah, it's a big car. I couldn't really see, blah, blah, blah." She was like, "Whoa, you left all that shit out when you told me." It's like, yeah. Because I knew you would be like, you should have been driving anyway, and you was gonna talk all this shit. I know he ain't gonna talk the same shit.
That part.
Yep.
But with a therapist, you know, it's like, I'm not gonna be as open with you or as open with Bobby or as open with a homie as I am gonna be with someone that has no fucking ties or relation to me. They don't know me, and they might be getting to know me, but I'm gonna be much more open with someone that's super confidential. I know 100% ain't gonna get out to anyone, and then they're gonna give me a non-biased opinion on what I just said. So, yeah, I ain't been in therapy. I'm trying to get into it my damn self, but I'm the same way with you. I believe that everyone should do it because rather you've seen someone die, woke up to someone dead, whatever it is, or you just fucking. Joe Rogan says something. The worst thing that you've been through is the worst thing that you've been through. You know, like I could compare my struggles to yours. If I've went through something and it affected me greatly, then that's the worst thing in my life that I've ever been through.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. I tell people that shit all the time. Like when people be talking to me about their problems and shit, and like telling me like what's going on with them, and I try to give them advice. I be there for them and shit. And then they get to asking me questions about my life, and then I start telling them shit that I went through. They be like, "Oh, nigga, I ain't got no room to complain. Look what the fuck."
It's like no.
It's like, yeah, I'm like, nah. It's like that's your truth is your truth. Like you feel me? Like your life is your life. What you went through is what you went through, and nobody can take that shit away from you. Because if that's the hardest shit that you went through, regardless of what the fuck I went through, if I feel like it was harder or not, if that's the hardest shit that you went through, then that's the hardest shit that your mind can fucking take. Like you feel me? That's your mental capacity. It's just like you feel me? It's just like legs. Like nigga, if you sprained your ankle as a kid, you feel me? Then when you get older and you sprain it again, it's like you know how to process it. You know how to like deal with it. You know what to do and what not to do off this hurt ankle. You probably know how to heal yourself a little bit better. Versus a person who just went through their first hurt ankle. How the fuck am I gonna tell you like, oh man, that shit is cool, nigga. Like that shit gonna be good in like 2 weeks. Nigga, he don't think that because this is first sprained ankle. This shit feel like it's gonna be broke forever. Like you feel me? Like so it's like you feel me? That person don't think they gonna walk again. They don't think nothing. It's like, nah, I've been through it. It's like, nah, it don't matter what anybody else been through. Whatever you feel like is the hardest shit in your life, that's your hardest shit. You feel me? And you have the right to complain about it. You have the right to talk about it. You have the right to feel like that shit is horrible. Like you feel me? We complain like Americans, people in America, like complain so much, and then you got people in third world countries going through the shit that they going through and yada yada yada. But it's like nigga and shit. What we going through is what we going through. So like, it's like I understand they going through more, but it's like nigga, what we going through still matters. Like you feel me? Like you can't just second that shit or like put it to the side. Like, oh yeah, man, fuck what you going through. Like I don't mean shit. Like you feel me compared to what I'm going through. It's like nah, we all got our struggles. Like you feel me? You just gotta be there.
I want to switch up for a second. We've been talking a lot about like your strengths and your wisdom and your depth of character. What's one of your biggest internal struggles or challenges that you're seeking to overcome?
It's the whole caring about what people think about me. Like that shit deep. Cause it'd be like, you feel me? Like nigga, the name King Tdub. Like you feel me? I consider myself king. So it's like, what's a king if a king can't be a king in the image of others? You know what I'm saying? Like if nobody else feel like I'm a king and nobody else feel like I'm doing kingly shit, like you feel me? I'm not taking care of my people. It's like you feel me? That shit matters to me. Like you feel me? That the having even the success story, like when a nigga make it 10 years from now, a nigga bigger than Drake and all that other shit, and they want to like interview my people that I used to know. Is like you feel me? I want good shit to be said about me. Like you feel me? Like I don't want nobody to be like, man, fuck that nigga, man. I asked that nigga for this. He was like, he didn't have it. He said no. He said fuck me. He lied and all that. Like you feel me? You don't want nobody calling you all that shit. Like you feel me? Like so it's like, and I want people to see me in the image that I see myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just like when I put out myself, it's like this is if the way I view myself, I want you to be able to say that you view me the same way. Like you feel me? So it's like if I view myself in this matter, and then you telling me that I treated you like this, or or you perceive the shit that I did like this, and it's like fuck, that make me feel bad. Like you feel me? But I'm starting to realize that like everybody got a villain to their story. Like you feel me? And sometimes that's just got to be you. Like you feel me? It ain't. They don't speak on you as a character. It don't speak on you as a person. Like you feel me? But everybody gotta have a villain. Like you feel me? Like, and if you so happen to be somebody's villain, then you just gotta take that on the chin and be that villain. Cause like, and it goes with the same shit that we were saying. Like whatever you went through, the hardest shit that you went through is what you went through, and like you feel me? Nobody can't take it away from you. Well, it's like if somebody felt like I did them wrong, I just can't take that away from them. Like, you feel me? I can't just downplay the shit and be like, nigga, I didn't do you wrong, man. That shit,
Right.
or I looked at it like this, or the way I view shit is like this. Because everybody don't view shit the way I view it. Like, you feel me? Even with my relationship with my girl, like, I'm starting to learn that type of shit. Like, you feel me? Like, we be having arguments, and they be like I'll be telling her certain shit, but they be like, at the end of the day, I made you feel this way. Like, you feel me? Regardless if like, even if like, oh, I was like, if like she trying on a dress, and I'm like, that shit make you look fat, but I'm playing. I don't know what insecurities come with that. Like, you feel me? I don't know what she was told as a child. I don't know what she was told growing up. I don't know if she ain't never had a boyfriend since she was 21 type shit, because like, you feel me, everybody called her fat. Like, you feel me? And now I make this joke, me being the joking nigga that I am, and everybody know that I'll be joking. So then I make this joke, and then it make her feel bad, and it make me feel like, it make her feel like I'm the bad guy. I am the bad guy. Like, you feel me? Like, I can't act like I'm not. I made the joke. Like, you feel me? Now, whether my intention was to be a bad guy about it, you feel me? That don't make shit. Just like, and then it's like, you see these movies like John Q. Like, people would watch that movie with Denzel Washington. He ended up fucking holding the hospital hostage for his son to get the heart. Some people gonna view that shit and be like, he a bad guy. Like, why the fuck would he hold a surgeon at gunpoint and tell him to do this shit? Like, that's fucked up. Why you couldn't wait on the waiting list? Like, they say that's fucked up for everybody else that needed a heart, that couldn't get their heart. They kids still died type shit. But this nigga held the fucking hospital at gunpoint, yada, yada, yada. Like, you feel me? But a lot of us, we're going to be like, nigga, oh, man, if that was me in that position, I would do the same shit. Woo, woo. Yeah. So it's like, you feel me? Everybody got to have a villain. Even Joker. Like, he feel like the shit that he do, nigga, he feel like it's reasonable. Like, you feel me? Everybody do shit because they think it is reasonable. The kids that go shoot up these high schools, like, you feel me? They feel like it's reasonable. They being bullied. They being pushed. They being this, that, and the other. So they feel like it was reasonable to take 15 other lives. Like, you feel me? Like, so it's like, you feel me? Somebody got to be the villain. Somebody got to be the villain. And it's like, that's the shit that I struggle with eternally. It's like trying to like get that shit out of my mind. Like, fuck what people think about me. Like, you feel me? Who am I? When I look in the mirror, if I feel good about who I see in the mirror and who I am in the mirror, that's all that matters. Because I'm the only person that see what I go through on a daily basis. I'm the only person that knows how I manage the shit that I manage on a daily basis. You feel me? I'm the only person that go through this shit. I'm the only person that got to save my money. I'm the only person that got to go in the booth and rap. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm the only person that does all this shit on a daily basis. That deal with the stress and deal with the other shit of life. So it's like, you feel me? If I'm happy with that and I see that and I know I'm good, then I'm good. If people think that I'm a villain, or if I'm a villain in somebody's story, then it is what it is. I got to be the villain. Like, you feel me? Hopefully I'm a great villain. You feel me? Because if anything I do, I want to be the best at it. Like, you feel me? Like, I want to be the best at everything I do. So shit, like, I'm the best villain they got in their story. Like, you feel me? But like, you know, it is what it is. I just got to get out that mindset, because if I keep chasing to make other people happy, like we said, like, nigga, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy at all. I'm going to take time away from doing my music. I'm going to take time away from my kids. I'm going to take time away from the people that really cherish me and love me the most, trying to fix something that don't even need to be fixed. It's like watering a dead plant. Like, you feel me? The shit dead. Like, you feel me? Throw that shit out, start a new plant. Don't sit there and keep watering that shit, trying to harvest that shit and make it into some new shit. Nah, nigga, start over. Like, you feel me?
Yeah, I feel you 100% because sometimes you're gonna be a villain. Everyone's a villain at one point in their life. If you're not, then you're probably just not doing something right. But if you're a villain, you got to figure out, was I being true to myself? And if I wasn't, how do I correct this? Because I look at it as someone I hurt tremendously. And it's like, fuck. I'm the one who fucked up in that situation. And I had to look at it from the outside looking in. I can't fix that. I can't say I'm sorry. No matter how many times I say I'm sorry, it's not going to fix anything. How do I prevent this from happening in the future? But it's like the famous people fucking reading comments. Mm-hmm. They read comments and they're like, oh, he said I'm fat. Oh, he said this. Oh, she said that. Oh, my mom should die. Who gives a fuck? But soon as that one comment says something that it's like, they're fucking right, that's the one that hits home. That's the one that really fucks with people. You know, so it's like, if I hurt someone and I was being true to myself and I didn't mean any ill will, and it's not like the joking, I didn't mean to, you know, come off that way. Like, I'm just saying, like, they got hurt and that was their fault. Okay, there's nothing I can do about that. But if it's, I hurt you and it's something that could have been prevented 100%, how do I prevent this from happening in the future?
Hell yeah, that's fact. That's a big fact. That's some real shit. I didn't even think about it like that, but yeah, that's some real shit.
And
Hell
I never
yeah.
thought about me being the villain. I suffer greatly from protagonist syndrome. I'm like the hero of my own story all the fucking time, and I just
As
assume
you
I'm
supposed
somebody,
to be.
and I just assume I'm everybody else's hero too. But I remember growing up in as a religious-minded thinker, and one thing that always perplexed me was in the Bible it talks about Old Testament prophecies, and then Christ coming to fulfill those. So like the story was written before he even showed up. And the story that played out was that Judas betrayed him. I was like, but did Judas do that because he chose to? Or because Christ needed a betrayer?
Mm.
Mm.
And it's like,
Damn.
the shit you were just speaking, that gave me chills, and I thought about that again for the first time in probably like 20, 25 years.
Yeah, that's great. That's deep. And it's like that goes into the shit where they say everybody have a purpose. It's like, you feel me? Like that was his purpose, to betray Jesus so Jesus could grow and mature into Jesus that we know today. Like, you feel me?
Yeah. But was he a bad guy? Like he did what he was supposed to do.
Is that? Oh yeah, and then that's true too. Yeah, like was he really a villain, or was he like the hero? Because without Judas, you feel me? Like,
there's
Jesus.
no resurrection.
Exactly. So.
And look, the person I heard, is an ex, and it's in the sense of she was fucked up for a good 2 years, and she might even still deal with it a little bit. I don't fucking know, But all I prayed for her all the time was her happiness, and it seems like she's happy now. She's married, and it's like, okay, hell yeah, I didn't kill her completely, So yeah, sometimes you might have to. Don't do it on purpose, anyone listening, but sometimes you might have to send someone through. You might have to send someone through some shit, so they can be the person that they grow into.
Hell yeah, that's fact, bro. That's big facts. You feel me? Because whatever transpired between y'all two, she was able to learn from it, grow from it, and even from her. Because even when somebody else fucked up, you learn what you fucked up at too, in a sense. Like, you feel me? So it's like it opened her eyes to some shit. Like, you feel me, about herself. It probably helped her for whoever she married to. She probably was able to be better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she wouldn't be able to reach that max potential. Like, you feel me? While she was with you, and you feel me? That should be like, damn, that's fucked up. But it'd be like, hey, it is what it is. Like,
it hurts when you're going through it, but once you're past it, you can look back on it and like, I wish that never had to happen. But it happened, and there's nothing I can do to change it. So, it put her to where she is now, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Exactly. That's all that matters, you know what?
Oh, what's up?
No, I was just saying that's all that matters. You feel me? Everybody happiness.
100%. But right before we wrap this shit up, so before we start talking, you came out with the showcase, and you're working on the showcase 2.0. Do we have? I ain't saying a release date, but do we have any time frame of when that come out? Late fall, early summer?
It's coming out late summer. You feel me? Towards like I'm shooting for August. I'm hoping August. You feel me? I mean, no, I'm hoping July. I'm hoping I can get all this shit done in July. But if not July, for sure August.
Hey, when it's time to make it hot, summer's the one that calls. I might mess that line up a little bit, but
I like your metaphor.
When it's time to make it hot, I'm the one that summer calls. You feel me?
When it's time to make it hot, I'm the one that summer calls. There we go.
Yeah, dude, I love your metaphors. Like, I wrote some of them down, and like it didn't come up in the show tonight, but yeah, some cool shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's dope. That's dope. Hell yeah, man. I be trying to, try to stay on top of this shit. Gotta, Lil Wayne down there, it seemed like he said everything it is to say, some shit.
Hell yeah. Shit, man. We didn't even talk about music that much, and that's what I love about our first conversation, and also this one is we just fucking, it was a vibe, and we just fucking talked about shit that was on our minds instead of diving deep into the music, which I love doing, but I love just vibing and having a conversation even more almost.
Hell yeah, for sure, man. We kings, you feel me? That's what kings do. They have real life conversations, you feel me? Like, We ain't gotta talk about nonsense and bullshit. We talk about real life shit that you feel me. Because even though we didn't talk about music, I know this conversation that we had would help other people, whoever listening, like you feel me, going through whatever they going through, having doubts or having questions and confusion about shit. I know we probably cleared it up for a lot of people. So it's like, you feel me? That shit is more important. People mental health is more important.
All day.
You know, I like something that Adam22 from No Jumper said recently. He said, I want my interview styles to be in the sense of when this person is no longer here, say 30, 40, 50 years later, and their kids and grandkids watch it, they understand the man that their father was or grandparent was 30 years ago. And I feel like we have totally fucking, without us even having to try, you did it yourself, but I feel like your kids can come back and watch this in 30 years and be like, damn, our dad was telling us the same shit, you know, but I like,
Facts.
you know, watching it, you know, from a different perspective of two dudes from fucking Georgia interviewing them, you know.
Hell yeah, that's dope. Hell yeah. It's funny Adam22 said that shit because the way kids gonna be looking at their parents on that show.
They're gonna see a different side of mommy and daddy that they didn't know about.
Yeah, like he did his job. They gonna see exactly who their parents was. You feel me? Like,
Right.
So you were talking about that dude you shot 3 weeks ago. Yeah, he be asking some. He be asking some
wild,
crazy questions.
boy.
Yes. Hey, gotta get those clicks. Gotta get those views.
Hell yeah, I feel it.
Yeah. Well, hey man, it's been a pleasure. What were you doing 5 years ago, and where do you want yourself to be in 5 years?
5 years ago, I was just getting out of prison. Damn near almost. What's today? Yeah, almost damn near today. Like it's probably like in the next week will be my release date from prison. 5 years ago, just getting out, just getting accustomed to life, just trying to get back on track and figure shit out. Seeing the new shit that happened since I've been gone and shit. Seeing the changes as people, like you feel me. And 5 years from now, I plan on, you feel me, being on somebody's billboard. I don't give a fuck what billboard. You feel me? Like, if it's Hot 100, if it's the Apple Music, Spotify, I don't give a fuck. Like, I plan on being on somebody's billboard. I plan on touring in 5 years from now. I plan on being on one of these stages, whether it's the Grammy, the BET Awards, fucking radio, TV award, whatever the fuck they got. Like, I plan on being on one of them stages performing. And I plan on having a something platinum, whether it's a platinum album, platinum single, something platinum in 5 years from now.
Hey, hopefully we evolve with you, man. Because in my opinion, fuck the Grammys, fuck the BET Awards, fuck all of them. They don't give a damn or know about the culture. So
Facts.
hopefully we'll have our own fucking award show, and you can come on that bitch.
Hell yeah, I'll be on that motherfucker every year. You feel me? Like I host
yeah.
it, whatever y'all want me to do. You feel me?
Hey, every year is gonna be year of the dub.
You feel me? That part. As long as they know.
Hell yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure once again, man. Is there any
been an honor.
Yeah. Is there any last message you want to give to your friends, lovers, family, followers, haters, enemies?
Oh yeah, man. Look, man, this is Dub City Keys. You see them gold letters, they know better. Dub City and gold letters. Anytime you see them gold letters, it's Dub City. Don't ever let nobody ever get it confused. If you want to hit me up, I'm on Instagram, King_Tdub. You feel me? You feel me? We about to release Showcase 2.0 later on this summer. You feel me? I got a video coming out next month. You feel me? So we making shit happen. All my loved ones, I love you. You feel me? Y'all know who y'all are. Like, you feel me? To my friends, man, hold it down.
Oh shit, we just lost him. Love you, Dub.
Yeah, man, it was real.
I just saw you by yourself. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, Bobby, if you don't mind letting these bitches know what to do.
Stay black, you motherfuckers.
Don't be whack.
We kings in this bitch.